In this video, let's practice doing some subtraction together. Hopefully with a little bit of practice, you'll feel a lot more confident and fluent with being able to subtract a little bit more confidently. Just like addition, when we're subtracting, make sure we line up the place values. However, with subtraction, the only difference we have to remember is that sometimes we're going to have to borrow. Let's get started. So for number 1, we have 8 minus 3, so they're both one-digit numbers. So we have 8, take away 3, we just line it up just like that on top and on bottom. And 8 minus 3, if we take away 3 from 8, that's going to equal 5. So I'm just going to go ahead and write 5 right underneath. So 8 minus 3 is going to equal 5. Alrighty. For number 2, we have 9 minus 5. So 9 is bigger than 5. 9 is on top. And that's the first number. We're going to take away 5, which is the second number. We're going to put that on bottom. If we take away 5 from 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, that answer is going to be 4. And we know that's going to be our answer, or a difference. The answer to a subtraction problem is called a difference. For number 3, we have a 2-digit number. We have 18, and we're going to take away 4. So make sure we line up the 4 underneath the 8 and not the 1. So we're just going to take away 8 minus 4. 8 minus 4 is going to equal 4. And the 1 is going to come straight down because we're not taking away anything. So 18 minus 4 is going to equal 14. Let's check out number 4. For number 4, we have 29 minus 6. We'll take that 29 and subtract 6. Put that 6 in the 1's place underneath a 9, which is also in the 1's place. 9 minus 6 is going to equal 3. And 2 minus nothing is still going to equal 2. So 29 minus 6 equals 23. For number 5, we have 22 minus 7. So this is the first problem where we're going to have to borrow a little bit here, right? So if you take a look on the right side here, 2 minus 7, 2 is not big enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually borrow 10 from this 2. So instead of 20, it's going to be 10. And if we borrow 10 from it, we're going to add 10 to this 2 and make this 12. So we're just regrouping and moving the 10 over here. Now 12 minus 7, that's going to equal 5. So we're going to go ahead and put 5 underneath. And then the 1 minus nothing is going to equal 1. Okay, so we're going to have 22 minus 7, that's going to equal 15. For number 6, we have 34 minus 9, so we're going to put 34 on top, subtract 9, put that in the 1's place. Notice here how this is just like number 5, where we can't really subtract 9 from 4 because it's not enough. So what we're going to do is get a little bit of help, borrow from the 30 and make this a 20 instead. We borrow 10, so instead of 4, we're going to go ahead and write 14. And 14 minus 9 is something we can do here, so that's going to be 5. And then 2 minus nothing underneath is going to be 2, so we're going to end up with 25. That's the difference here. Let's check out number 7. For number 7, we have this 41 minus 8, so 41, go on top, minus the 8, which is in the 1's place. Go ahead and line those up. Just like in the last one and the previous before that as well, we cannot subtract 8 from 1 here just because it's not enough. And so this 40 is going to become a 30. We borrowed 10, so add 10 here. 1 plus 10 is 11. 11 minus 8 will equal 3. And 3 minus nothing is still going to be 3, so that's going to be 33. For number 8, we have 35 minus 9, so 35 on top, 9 on bottom. And just like the last couple, we have a similar situation here. So borrow from the 30, that becomes 20. And this 5 gets the extra 10 from it. We're just moving it over, so that's 15. 15 minus 9 is going to equal 6. And then 2 minus nothing is still 2, so we're going to end up with 26. Let's move on to number 9. For number 9, we have 53 minus 7. So we'll take 53 and take away 7. Put the 7 underneath the 3. Okay. This 50, we're going to borrow from 10 from it, so it's going to become 40. We borrow 10, move it over here. 3 plus 10 is 13. 13 minus 7 is going to equal 6. And then 4 is going to come on down, so we're going to get 46 for the difference. For number 10, we have 42 minus 9. So 42, take away 9. And let's see here, 9 is bigger than 2, so we're going to have to borrow. The 40 is going to become a 30. And the 2 will become 12 if we add 10 to it. 12 minus 9 is going to equal 3, and the 3 comes down to be 33. So the difference between 42 and 9 is 33. For number 11, we have 39 minus 25. So the first time we have a 2-digit minus a 2-digit number here. 9 minus 5, you can get 4 here just because we don't have to borrow. 9 is bigger than 5. And then 3 minus 2 is going to equal 1. So we're just going to end up with 14 for the difference. No borrowing necessary here. For number 12, we have 59, and we're going to take away 43, another 2-digit minus 2-digit. Looks like 3 is smaller than 9, so we don't need to borrow. 9 minus 3 will equal 6, and then 5 minus 4 will equal 1, so we're going to end up with 16 for the difference. Let's see, for number 13, let's go ahead and try 78, take away 31, another 2-digit minus 2-digit problem. Looks like we don't need to borrow. 8 minus 1 is going to equal 7, and then 7 minus 3 will equal 4, so we're going to end up with a difference of 47. For number 14, we have 47 minus 32. Looks like 2 is smaller than 7, so 7 minus 2 will equal 5, and 4 minus 3 will equal 1, so we're going to end up with 15. For number 15, we have 52, and we're going to take away 27. So this is the first time we have a 2-digit minus 2-digit problem. However, we're going to need to borrow. So 2 is smaller than 7. So let's borrow 10 from 50 and make it a 40, and give that 10 to the 2, which makes 12. Now 12 minus 7, that's possible now for us. That's going to equal 5. And then 4 minus 2 is going to equal 2. So our difference here is 25. For number 16, we have 33, and we're going to take away 28. Looks like we have another 2-digit minus 2-digit, but it looks like 3 is smaller than 8, so let's go ahead and borrow 10, so this 30 becomes a 20, and the 3 becomes a 13 if we move the 10 over and add on to it. 13 minus 8 will equal 5, and 2 minus 2 will equal 0, so we're just going to end up with a difference of 5. All right, let's try number 17. For number 17, we have 43 minus 28. Let's go ahead and line those up by their place values. Now 8's bigger than 3, so we're going to have to borrow here. Let's borrow from the 4 and make that a 3, make this 3 a 13. 13 minus 8 will equal 5, and 3 minus 2 will equal 1, so we're going to end up with 15. For number 18, we have 41, take away 19. So 41 minus 19. Looks like 9 is bigger than 1, so we're going to borrow from the 4, make that a 3, or 30. Give the 10 to the 1, so that makes 11. 11 minus 9 now equals 2, and 3 minus 1 equals 2, so our difference here is going to be 22. For number 19, we have our first 3-digit number, take away a 1-digit number, so we have 132, take away 9, make sure the 9's in the 1's place. Now 9 is bigger than 2, so we're going to have to borrow. This 30 is going to become a 20. Give the 10 to the 2, which makes 12. 12 minus 9 equals 3. This 2 slides on down, and this 1 slides on down, so we have 1, 2, 3, or 123. Let's check out number 20. For number 20, we have another 3-digit number, so we have 382, and we're going to take away 7, so that goes into 1's place. And so 7's bigger than 2, we're going to have to borrow from the 80, make that a 70, and give that 10 to the 2, which makes 12. 12 minus 7 equals 5, that 7 comes on down, and that 3 comes on down. We have 375. For number 21, we have 283, another 3-digit. This time we're taking away our first 2-digit from a 3-digit. And let's see if we have to borrow. Well, 3 minus 2, we don't need to borrow, that's just 1. And then 8 minus 4, we don't need to borrow, that's also going to be a nice one, that's going to be 4. And then the 2 is going to slide on down, so it's going to be 241. For number 22, we have 178, and we're going to take away 38. So a 3-digit, take away a 2-digit here. 8 minus 8 will be 0. 7 minus 3 will equal 4, and the 1 comes on down, so no borrowing was necessary here. For 23, let's see what we have here. We have 295, and we're going to go ahead and subtract 49. So it's another 3-digit, take away a 2-digit. This time, though, I think we do need to borrow. So let's borrow from this 90 to make this an 80, and make this 5 a 15. So 15 take away that 9 is going to equal 6. Now 8 minus 4 will equal 4, and that 2 slides on down, so we have 2, 4, 6, 246. For number 24, we have 184, and we're going to take away 97. So let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see, it looks like 4 needs some help, so 80 is going to become 70, and add 10 over here, that's going to be 14. So 14 take away 7, that's going to be 7. And now the 7 can't take away 9, so it's going to need some help from the 1 over here. So the 1, or 100, is going to be taking away 10, so it's no longer 100, it's going to be really 90. But moving the 10 over, that's really going to be a 17. All right, so 17 take away 9 is going to be an 8, so we're going to end up with 87. All right, on to 25. So for 25 here, we have 324, and we're going to take away 19. So a 3-digit take away a 2-digit. 9's bigger than 4, so we'll borrow, get some help from this 20, make it a 10. Give the 10 to the 4, that's 14. 14 minus 9 will equal 5. 1 minus 1 equals 0, and the 3 comes on down, so we're going to get 305. For 26, we have 482, and we're going to take away 58 from that. And so 8 looks to be smaller than the 2, so it needs some help. So we're going to borrow from the 80, make that a 70, and become this 2 will become a 12. So 12 minus 8, that will be 4. And then 7 minus 5, we don't need to borrow there, that'll be 2. And we have a 4 here, so 424. For 27, that's our first 3-digit, take away a 3-digit, so 385 minus 132. Looks like all the numbers on bottom are smaller than the numbers on top, which is nice for us. 5 minus 2 equals 3. 8 minus 3 equals 5. And then 3 minus 1 equals 2. So we have 253. Last few here, let's check out 28. So for 28, we have 329. We're going to take away 116. So a 3-digit minus a 3-digit. Make sure you line up the place values. 9 minus 6 equals 3, no borrowing. 2 minus 1 equals 1, no borrowing. And 3 minus 1 equals 2. So 213 is the difference. For number 29, we have 594 minus 287. Let's see if we have to do any borrowing here. Yep, looks like the 7's too big for that 4. So borrowing from the 90, that's going to become 80. And giving the 10 to the 4, that's 14. So 14 minus 7 equals 7. 8 minus 8 equals 0. Then 5 minus 2 equals 3. So we're going to end up with 307. For number 30, we have 439. And we're going to go ahead and take away 263. And so if we go ahead and subtract there, 9 minus 3 will equal 6. And if we go ahead and do 3 minus 6, that's not going to have enough. So let's go ahead and borrow. That becomes 300. That's going to become 13. 13 take away 6 will equal 7. And then 3 minus 2 will equal 1. So 176. For 31, we have 327. And we're going to take away 279. And if we go ahead and subtract there, looks like we need to borrow, so this 2 will become a 1, the 7 will become 17. 17 minus 9 equals 8. 1 is too small for 7, so let's make that a 200. And we're going to add on 10 here, so 1 plus 10 is 11. 11 minus 7 will equal 4. And then 2 minus 2 is 0, so we're going to just end up with 48. And finally, for number 32, let's give this one a try. We have 531, and we're going to take away 384. And so if we go ahead and subtract here, 1 needs some help. So let's take this 3, make it a 2, borrow 10 from it, make that 11. 11 minus 4 equals 7. The 2 needs some help now from the 5, so that'll become a 4. And give a 1 right in front of there. It's going to be 12. 12 minus 8 equals 4. And 4 minus 3 equals 1, so we have 147. So there you have 32 different practice problems with just getting a little bit more fluent and confident with subtracting. So hopefully you found it helpful. And as always, keep up the great work, and I will see you in the next one.